So, you want to unlock the secrets of the Bene Gesserit and Dune Awakening? Well, you've come to the right place. This guide is your ultimate step-by-step walkthrough to finding every trainer and finishing every task you need to master their incredible abilities. We're going to cover it all, from where to find the basic trainer to the advanced quests, so you guys can start manipulating your enemies and controlling the battlefield. And by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to unlock one of the game's most mysterious and powerful specializations, so let's get right into it. Do you need more Dune Awakening, Solari, and hard to find items that you don't have time to grind for? Well, today's sponsor, MMOPixel, has got you guys covered. They offer a huge range of bulk Solari packages to keep you thriving in the brutal world of Arrakis. Doing fine on Solari, however? How about some of the best endgame loot you're struggling to get your hands on? Well, MMOPixel has got that covered too, offering every unique item from Dune Awakening at your fingertips. So what are you waiting for? Get safe, fast delivery on all currency and items over at MMOPixel.com, and don't forget to use the code KilroyPlays at checkout to save 5% off your entire order. Surviving Arrakis has never been so easy. Now back to the video. Now, let's be clear, the Bene Gesserit are not for the faint of heart. They are masters of subtlety, manipulation, and control, pulling strings from the shadows. This is a finesse class. If you try and playing it like a frontline brawler or like a long-range gunner, you're going to have a very bad time. But for those of you who put in the work to learn its intricacies, the timing, the movement, the skill combos, you'll be an absolute nightmare for any opponent who dares to face you. Now, before we jump into the locations and quests, let's break down what it really means to play as a Bene Gesserit. Your entire toolkit is built around three core specializations: the voice, the weirding way, and body control. First up is the voice. And this is where you get to mess with people's heads. Forget simple taunts, the voice lets you literally command your opponents. An early skill, Compel, lets you pull a target towards you from a distance, and as you level up, you'll unlock game changes like Stop, which can freeze an enemy in their tracks, or Ignore, which makes a target act like you're invisible for a bit. Now, these abilities are insane in both PvE and PvP, letting you isolate dangerous enemies, interrupt powerful attacks, and create openings for your squads. The catch though, the voice requires you to quote-unquote register a target first, a short channel before you can actually use the ability, which means you need some foresight and good timing. Next up is the weirding way. This isn't just about melee, it's about making yourself an untouchable phantom on the battlefield. The weirding way boosts your reflexes and mobility to almost supernatural levels. One of the first skills you'll want to grab is the Bindu Sprint, a huge burst of speed that lets you close gaps, escape danger, or just cross the desert of Arrakis faster than almost anyone in the early game. Another key is the weirding step, which lets you teleport directly behind an enemy, breaking their line of sight and setting them up for a nasty, follow-up attack, I guess you could say. This tree is all about avoiding damage and outmaneuvering everyone. Now finally you have body control. This passive tree is what makes you pretty much tough to kill. The Bene Gesserit have mastered their own biology, and this is where it shows. You'll find passives that increase your health regeneration threshold, helping you recover from serious injuries more efficiently or effectively, whichever you want to say. Another critical early game passive is Sun Tolerance, which reduces how fast you get sunstroke, a massive advantage on the brutal surface of Arrakis. Now this tree is a foundation of your survivability, making sure you can handle the environment and last in long fights. Now, where the real magic happens is when you start wielding these three skill trees together. Imagine using Bindu Sprint to rush a high value target, locking them down with the voice, and then relying on your body control passives to eat the counterattack. It's a beautiful, deadly dance. So, how do you start this journey? If you didn't pick the Bene Gesserit at character creation, your first job is to find the basic trainer. Her name is Sister Misa, and you can find her at an outpost called Helios Gate. Now, you're looking for Helios Gate, perched on a cliff on the southern edge of the eastern shield wall region, right where it meets the Jabal al-Frit region. A huge landmark now to help you out is the Wreck of the Palace, a massive shipwreck in the western Vermilius Gap region. Now, Helios Gate is pretty much directly north, so directly above that. And once you get to the outpost, just head inside the main area. Sister Misa is usually hanging out amongst some crates, often to the left of the vendor. Now you can spot her by her classic Bene Gesserit headwear, and you should also see the purple Bene Gesserit class icon on your compass to guide you. Now, all you have to do is talk to her and choose the option to learn the Bene Gesserit arts. She'll give you your first initiate quest, which is the missing pieces. Sister Misa is researching the mission area, Protectiva, prophecies, and needs you to grab 2 fragments of ancient Fremen texts from the Udum region. Now, the 2 texts in question are called the Lisan al-Gaib and the Mahdi's Blade. Be ready, because these quests send you into a higher level area. 1 fragment is in the the Stone Step village, got those 2 mixed up, in the northwest corner of the Udum region, and you'll have to sneak in or fight your way into the Fremen ruins guarded by the Masquerade enemies, including rangers and maybe even a shielded heavy gunner, which is pretty cool. Now you'll need to work your way up through the structure, and the text is often in a chest on the ledge you have to jump to. Honestly, it's kind of just easier using the zipline. It's not called the zipline, what's it called? The Shigawire Claw. Just use your Shigawire Claw on the roof and you can literally just like boost your way all the way up instead of running up and fighting everyone. It is way easier. The second text is another ruin nearby, or it's in another ruin nearby, and you'll climb a rock structure, find an entrance marked by glowing red lights, and clear out the enemies inside. And here's a huge tip. These quest items go directly into your inventory. You don't loot them from a container in the usual way. If your inventory is full, you might not get the item and will have to abandon and restart the quest, so make sure you have some free space. Now, once you have both texts, head back to Sister Misa at Helios Gate, hand them over, and she'll reward you with 7,000 Solari and some XP, and most importantly, you'll unlock the Bene Gesserit skill tree. Now, unlocking the skill tree is just step 1. To truly master the Sisterhood's arts and get these higher tier abilities, you need the advanced trainer. And her name is Jocasta Cleo, and she's a rogue Bene Gesserit hiding out in Hagga village. Now, you can get to Hagga village by paying for an ornithopter taxi from any trade post for 2,500 Solari, or by flying your own ornithopter. Now, I do highly recommend waiting until you do have your own ornithopter, because it will make the next quests way faster, and you won't have to waste 2,500 Solari going back and forth from Hagga Basin to Hagga village, because again, I think it'll probably be maybe 4 or 5 times this whole thing, so that's like anywhere between like 10 to 12,500 Solari wasted, but look, it's your call. When you get to Hagga village, you've got to find Jocasta. She's in the northeastern part of the village, past the big red hologram on the Byron's Eye, and near the weapons merchants. Look for an alleyway under a set of stairs. The lighting can kind of make it tricky to spot, but she often has a bluish glow around her, and if you guys didn't know, all of the trainers and advanced trainers have like a light above them on like their left or right hand side, so just look for the floating light, and that's her. Now, speaking with Jocasta kicks off the next big phase of your training. She has a quest line of 5 or so more quests that will unlock your advanced training skills. The first one she gives you is Sacred Records. It seems she's on a similar research kick as Sister Misa, as she also needs you to find ancient records. This time, you're off to Sarkalussus to look for Fremen bloodline records. Now, this whole quest line will keep testing your combat and parkour skills, sending you all over Arrakis to uncover syndicate secrets, explore impact of ecology, and eventually deal with a rogue Bene Gesserit. One quest, the Missionaria Protectiva, will require you to have a hand scanner to complete an objective, so make sure you bring one. And another late game quest requires you to prove your mastery by using abilities like Compel and Litany Against Fear, and a bunch of times before you can move on. It is quite obnoxious because like they have like a 30-second like downtime, and you need to use it like 20 times, something like that. So it does take a little while, so it can be a bit obnoxious. Just push through, and you're more or less done. Now, finishing this entire 6-part quest chain, starting with Sister Misa's The Missing Pieces and ending with Jocasta's final task, will finally unlock the Bene Gesserit class and give you access to its most powerful abilities, like the advanced Bindu Dodge. As you work your way through this journey, you'll see just how deep the Bene Gesserit class really is. Now, if this guide helped you get started, think about liking the video and subscribing for more in-depth Dune Awakening content, and I want to hear from you. Which Bene Gesserit skill are you guys most excited to use? Let me know down below in the comments. Now, the path of this sisterhood isn't easy, but the reward is becoming one of the most powerful and feared forces on Arrakis. So good luck, see you in the next one.